What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today we're doing another quick unboxing video. I just got this knife in the mail here recently, and I just want to share the unboxing experience and my first reactions with you guys, as we typically do here in the channel. So I'll be unboxing this knife. I honestly don't even know what knife or knives are in here, so we're about to find out together. You probably already have a clue based on the title and thumbnail. And I want to say, doing the honors today, I've been carrying this one a ton. I've been bit by the bug, and I can see why everybody is always raving about the Benchmade Bugout. Finally been able to carry one or borrow one via the Apex knife pass around via Sack Stuff. And man, this is, yeah, pretty solid EDC knife to say the least. The unboxing video for this knife is coming up in the channel here very soon. And also, of course, this knife and every other knife that you see in this video will be linked down below. So if you want to check prices, availability, if you want to pick one up for yourself, of course, it does help out the channel when you use those links, but that is entirely up to you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open in here. Let's find out what do we have in store. We're going to go ahead and get that belly to put in some work on the bug out. Here we go. Bam, just like that. You got your typical USPS priority mailbox or mail box. Yeah, that's what it's called. The cardboard box. I know this one has a little bit of glue right here. Go ahead and get that open there. And I want to open it this way as well. Yeah, let's try that. So a little bit of a cut right here. From the S30V putting in work on the bug out. And bam. All right, is it one knife? Is it two knives? Is it multiple knives? Let's find out together. Got some peanuts over there. And we have, is it even a knife? Is it not a knife? I don't know. It is shaped to be not a knife, but rather this looks a lot like a flashlight, guys. So super excited for this one. I'm not sure exactly on the name. We have the ACEBEAM. That seems to be the brand name there. This is the Terminator M2. It looks like it has floodlight, spotlight, and aux lights. Their slogan is light where you want it. 5 years warranty. All kinds of good stuff in here, right? Put the QR code there if you guys want to scan that. And this one is the floodlight LED options, cool white 6500K, 3200 lumens, right? As compared to the neutral white 5000K. Cry 90 with 2000 lumens. So yeah, let's just go ahead and without further ado get in here. And bam, holy smokes, this thing is a beast, you guys. Got some weight to it, which I'm feeling already. Here are the instructions or user manual in different languages. A bunch of Mandarin on one side and good old English on the other side. Feel free to pause the video. Use that zooming feature from YouTube if you want to read through those instructions. And what else we got in here? We got the 10% off promo code CC Family, valid for 30 days. All right, pretty cool. And here is the light itself. I want to say what it's in here. That's right, the charging cable. So you got a lanyard included. That's nice. Got a lanyard solution here if you want to carry it with a lanyard with an adjustable little section here as well, and your USB to USB-C sort of charging solution there. That's pretty neat. Go ahead and get that out of the way and make room for the big old thing. Man, this thing is definitely something. You're feeling that you have a good chunk of equipment in your hand for sure. And check out the magnification on this one. It looks like you're looking through like binoculars or something. Check that out. Holy smokes. First impression, I mean, the build quality, the aluminum feels pretty good. Love the sort of rivets or lines going on all around it. That feels nice. It says caution hot right there, so that probably gets a bit hot. And I'm sure there are batteries in here. It might take a AA. But yeah, without further ado, let's see. We got a switch here for floodlight or spotlight. That is pretty neat. Satisfying little click to it as well. That's nice. And yeah, let's go ahead and turn this thing on here, shall we? Let's see what is. Here we go. Let's start with spotlight and switch back here. Holy smokes. Okay, that is a powerful light right there. I can already feel my hand getting a little warm. And that's coming out of that, oh, it's just shining at the lens right there. Yeah. That one is coming out of that binocular looking augmented glass opening one. So that is the spotlight, very strong. Here is the floodlight. Okay, floodlight is a little more spread out, obviously, as you would expect. Let's maybe cycle through the modes. So one click on, one click off, double click. Ooh, double click gives you full power back on the, yeah, the floodlight right there. So that's the most of the floodlight you're gonna get. And again, I feel the getting warm pretty quick for sure. Let's see, one click off. Switching back to spotlight. If I want to do one click on, double click. Okay, I think that one is already at its strongest setting. Press and hold is not necessarily doing anything different. I'll tell you what, you know, aiming it at my hand here sort of feels like when you put a piece of glass or magnifying glass at the sun and you start like burning through a piece of paper, it's starting to get pretty warm pretty quick. And that is one really good spotlight, of course. That is very good. And obviously I still got all my lights on. If I were to turn off the lights, obviously this would get even crazier in here. So that's a really good floodlight. Man, this thing looks savage looking. And then switch to floodlight. Again, floodlight actually has multiple modes. Press and hold. There we go. That's like a low, then like a medium. Goes to a high. And again, I'm just pressing and holding to cycle through them. That might be the brightest. Or what to find out. Yes. So this is like a moon. This is like your moon right here, right? And then this is like your low. All right, low, floodlight, medium, and high. All right, so that's pretty good. And then off, one click off. And of course, we got the batteries in here. I wonder if this one is rechargeable or not. About to find out. All right, this thing is really nicely sealed. I'll tell you that. It came out with some pressure. I'm sure this thing has some water resistant to it. Obviously, I'm just unboxing it for the first time, finding out here with you guys. This is one heck of a battery, I'll tell you that. This is a same brand as the light itself, ACEBEAM 3100 milliamps going on here. All right, the model there is ACR 1865H 310A Type C. Using professional 18650 31 milliamp cell core. And yes, it is Type C rechargeable. So yeah, you take out the battery and you recharge it separately. So very awesome build right here. Check out the USB-C port right there for the rechargeable battery. This is not your your double A by any means. It's definitely a little bit taller, maybe, a little bit thicker than a double A. So that's interesting. And it tells you here how to put it in. So positive goes in, positive first. And then we're gonna go ahead and seal it, right? Yeah, see, there's a little bit of tension right there. So as you're closing it, it definitely builds the tension a little bit. That O-ring definitely seals it really nice. I mean, so far I have no reason to believe like this is some really good build quality right here. So that's nice and sealed right there. Got a tiny little hole right here for a lanyard, and that is the lanyard that comes included, by the way. We saw that earlier, so if I wanted to put that through here, I could. Not that I'm a lanyard person, but given the size of this thing, I may want to carry it with a lanyard. Who knows? I think let's see. Come on now, work with me here. Might need to get my sim tool or whatever it takes to get that lanyard to come out the other side. There we go. Yeah. And I mean, it's a very straightforward process, right? From here, putting the loop right through it, and bam, we got a lanyard going on this behemoth of a flashlight. Again, the ACEBEAM Terminator M2. What else do we have going on? We have, I wonder if this is some sort of status light maybe when your battery is low. It might give you a status going on there. So we do have multi-light sources, EDC, flashlight, throw, flood, signal, rainbow. Yeah, I'm looking for maybe the other kind. Let's see, triple click, triple click, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, now check this one out. You got the floodlight and the spotlight all at once. So you can turn both of them at the same time. Check that thing out. How cool is that? So triple click gives you both of them at the same time. Obviously, that's the fastest way of going through your battery right there. So once again, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. There's your spotlight, floodlight, the temperature. I can feel that right away, especially the closer I get it to my hand. I get warmed up pretty quick, right? Definitely throwing some temperature out because of how much power this thing is putting out at the same time. Again, love this lens right here. That looks savage right there, like a whole different level of light. Here are your 3 LEDs on the other side. For the floodlight, you know, kind of use your little icon right here for the spotlight, floodlight. And, you know, it kind of takes the whole hand right here. So if you were aiming it, right, it kind of gives you something substantial to hang on to. Here's the pocket clip seems pretty good too, right? Because it seems like it will go in and out of the pocket pretty well. You could probably mount this on your belt. Probably see this. I mean, you could put it in your pocket, of course, with or without a lanyard. That's up to your preference. I also see you being able to clip this to your belt if you wanted to. So that's pretty useful right there. I'm just going to give you guys some size comparisons. Here's the Wuben X0, another flashlight that I've recently been checking out here in the channel. This one, I'm not exactly sure how many milliamps. Yeah, the battery on this one is 1100 milliamps. And it does have a 3.7 volt battery. And yeah, just check out the size difference. So this one barely has one of these LEDs. This one has 3 of them on the one side. Not to mention that very, very powerful floodlight, spotlight, which I can see the LED all the way in there. Like you can see through here, the LED is all the way at the bottom there. So definitely gives a good augmentation to the light. It's able to really focus it in one area, which is pretty neat that it's able to do that. And yeah, size comparison wise, look at this thing. All right, check that thing out. So yeah, definitely gonna be a bigger carry. You know, obviously on the weight department, it's going to be a little bit more as well. But I mean, you are getting a more powerful light as a whole. So the Wuben X0 was 3 ounces on the dot, right? Very carryable EDC flashlight, but this one offers a lot more options, a lot more power or girth to it. Let's just weigh it with the lanyard and everything. Why not? 7.2 ounces, right? 7.2 ounces. So perhaps a little bit more professional type of work, or maybe outdoors camping, right? If you need something a little bit more, with a little bit more juice, right? Something that's, even though it's a little bit heavier, it's going to give you a lot more functionality out of whatever you're doing. I can see this one being definitely the one to go for that. So yeah, pretty neat. I'm excited for this one. There's a caution right here. The flashlight may become hot after extended periods of use at the highest setting. This is typical for high power flashlights using a quality 18650 battery with circuit protection. More than 10 amps is recommended. Turbo, double click the tilt switch. So we could do the turbo at any time. So we have it at floodlight, double click, there's your turbo. Or I wonder if you can switch. Oh, there's your status light. It's showing green right there. I'm sure it should probably show a different color if the battery was running low. I wonder if you could switch on the fly, on the go. So floodlight, spotlight. Oh yes, you can. If the flashlight is on, you could just switch on the fly. I feel like that's pretty cool. You don't even have to turn it off and cycle. You can just do it on the go. All right, floodlight, spotlight, floodlight, spotlight. All right, how cool is that? I'm just gonna give you guys one last demo, and that's gonna be with the one click off, with the lights off. Let's do that really quick. All right, so here we are. This is just simply the natural daylight coming through the window, even though the blinds are closed. And for reference, something like the X0, which by the way, if you haven't seen the unboxing on it, right, has also different modes, right, which you can kind of increase the power, right, all the way to turbo mode with a double click. Okay, so yeah, it's small and mighty, right, but you sort of get a floodlight and a spotlight all in one with the X0. Okay, so there's that one. We'll compare it in a second. And here is the Terminator M2. So if you guys are ready, let's start with the floodlight. I'll do one click and bam. Let's see. Here's your moon, low, medium, and high. All right, so that's pretty good. And double click for turbo. That's a pretty powerful turbo mode there on the floodlight. If I switch over to the spotlight, bam. That's a pretty strong spotlight right there. And I don't think the camera is even gonna do it justice, to be honest. You have to see this thing in person. You definitely have to see this thing in person for it to, for it to do enough justice. I don't feel like this is doing it enough justice. So I might do a test outside at night. We'll see how that goes. All right, so I first start with, that's just a floodlight in my backyard. I turn that off. Then I turn on the X0, right? You see me holding it right there, aiming at the camera. The X0 does a pretty good job. It doesn't have a spotlight feature, so it basically gives you a floodlight sort of, turbo mode. I had it on turbo mode just to kind of showcase there's a strobe, and then I turn it off. But check out the spotlight, first of all, on the Terminator M2. It's just out of this world. Just insane spotlight. Sort of, it reminds me of my days as a child, watching Batman, the cartoons, that light with the Batman logo aimed at the sky. That's exactly what comes to mind. It's just an insane throw. I mean, it says 500 meters, but I mean, I'm sure it actually goes even farther than this, as a matter of fact. So there is the floodlight on turbo mode. That's a pretty strong floodlight. Again, a little bit better floodlight wise than the X0, as you would expect, because obviously it is a more premium light. And then there's a combination of the spotlight and the floodlight all in one. So that was pretty interesting that you can do that, right? That's the most powerful mode right there, is being able to combine. One of my favorite features, being able to combine the spotlight and floodlight all in one. And you can see if I turn it off and go back to spotlight mode, it's just, again, a whole different experience. This thing, you got to see it yourself. It's just an awesome thing. You got to see this thing in person to really have that aha moment. Well, there you have it, guys. That is the ACEBEAM Terminator M2. Really love the build on this one. Kind of has the dual barrel, right? Kind of looks like one of those rifles with dual barrel sort of approach to it, right? Looks really nice, really savage right there. Love the aluminum, and this one has a nice green finish going on. Yeah, definitely feels like a hardcore, heavy-duty flashlight without a doubt. Can't wait to test this thing at night and carry it as well, right? You guys know the drill by now. I'm gonna gather my feedback here, trying to carry this over the next couple of days before sending it back, so I can give you a comprehensive review the best way that I can. As you know, this channel, we mainly do knives, but I've been slowly but surely getting into more and more of EDC flashlights, which was the goal for the channel from the very beginning, and we're just barely scratching the surface. So yeah, really impressed with this one. Review video coming up. Again, this guy will be linked down below in the description, just like the Wuben X0. So if you want to check those out, definitely check the links down below. I'll also put a link down there for the BORUIT. I still think the BORUIT has some of the more gimmicky things out there, and a super lightweight, glows in the dark. So check out the unboxing on the BORUIT. I'm going to put a video card right here, and I'll put a video card for the Wuben X0 on the right side, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. I promise you'll be worth coming back for more. If you want to support the channel, you can do so on Patreon or right here on YouTube by becoming a channel member. You'll get access to exclusive perks. If you made it to the end, you are the real MVP. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, guys. Really means a ton to me. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.